Boom! We are live. Welcome everyone to a Comic Movie Marks live stream.
Oh yeah, we're ready for it. Sort of.
Are you?
Somewhat. I got my tea. I got my caffeine. I'm ready to go. Comic Movie Marks.
Plug in the mug.
Yeah, I was just reading through some of the comments. It's trailer trash are always late. Yeah, exactly. Can't afford a watch or a clock. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Or a roof. What are you talking about? This shit's made out of metal and shingles, or just metal. It flaps in the wind and shit, all that stuff.
Yeah, but then it was so peaceful when it's a tin roof and then it's pouring rain. That actually put me to sleep. The rain pinking off of the tin roof. Like I don't know, it helps.
It counts it away. It's like sheep, but you count the rain.
Exactly, as it's
soothing.
Yes, exactly. It's fantastic.
Or when just things blow up in the house. That's always great, and you're stuck under the house. Why things blow up?
That's never happened before. Turn it off.
Okay, well now we have to quick small side story because we're starting to stream off weird, but quick side personal story. Shane and I have known each other since high school. Technically, we've known each other since middle school, but became friends in high school. And
so a long time.
Yeah, so for a while, yeah. And anyway, and so we both, as the saying is, we both lived in trailers. And so I was under the house helping Shane at his house because a water pipe blew.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Something happened to a water pipe.
So for those of you that don't know, when your foundation is built above ground, a lot of times the winter, especially in northern Nevada, it will freeze your pipes. And so what would happen commonly, because it had horrible insulation, is the pipes would freeze. And then as it would start to defrost, in like the springtime, then eventually you would start getting leaks. So Matt, being the good friend that he is, decided, hey man, I'll help you. We can fix some pipes. It's it was it was a common thing.
So we shut the water off. We hook everything up. We think we're good to go. Yes, very. We think we're good to go. I go tell Shane, I'm under the house still. I go tell Shane, go turn the water on. He runs over, and the water to turn the water on was a good distance away. If I remember right.
Yeah. So we had to access the house from the back side, and I grew up on an acre. Surprisingly, it wasn't in like a mobile home park or anything. And then to turn the water on was all the way at the very front of the yard. So I had to walk over there, and you put the little thing in, and you turn the water on, and then I make my way to the back of the house where Matt is underneath. And and correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but from what I remember, my recollection is it was good for a second. Yeah. And you're like, oh, I think it's good. And then all of a sudden, you just hear all this water. Turn it off. So then I was sprinting.
And I was trying to crawl out of the bathroom of the house, and I'm screaming, shut it off. Yeah. So lay that pipe. We did not do that well. Laying that pipe.
Exactly.
Man, look at this. Everybody's just like fixing each other's pipes.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Release the Snyder sub. That whole thing is crazy. The whole Subway thing and Snyder, that shit's just at first I just always considered it a coincidence that the Subway was kind of like partaking in this. But now that Snyder himself is going with it, and I don't know if he's just the showman that he is, that he just goes with it, or maybe legitimately behind the scenes, Subway is doing something with the Snyder Cut. I don't know anymore. I thought before it was just a happy little coincidence and just a fun little, social media little thing and everything. But now I'm starting to question that.
Yeah, it's super funny. I was trying, as you were talking, I was trying to get this share screen thing to work. I am using a double thing here. So let me see if this will work. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Oh. All right, there we go. Bam. So thought this was freaking hilarious. Yeah. All meat, no cheese, no bologna, which is fantastic. It's perfect. He's got even the gray beard going on. That's exactly why my beard's gray.
Just for men.
Yep, exactly. So I thought this was hilarious that, they're back when some of the Subway stuff started coming out at first, people were like, oh yeah, please, but you should sponsor the Snyder Cut. And then here we are with Snyder showing Subway, and talking about his his foot long, basically. Ayo, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So brothers, I mean, someone actually asked us this in another comment, like if we were brothers, and no, we're not brothers. We we just known each other for basically a brother's length of time.
Yes,
So.
exactly. For a long time. I just wanted to prompt this comment. Pretty sweet. Hello from Russia. Hello from Nevada or Nevada.
Oh, don't. Why'd you say it like that?
I know.
It's Nevada.
Exactly.
$5 foot long. Damn straight. You know, where did I see? I saw a comment.
Oh, yes. Subway cookies. I agree. Or I don't know how far Jimmy John's goes, but if you guys have a Jimmy John's, I actually prefer their, well, never mind. I'm not going to say I prefer their sandwiches because Subway is being pretty awesome right now, but Jimmy John's cookies,
Wow.
they're
Really
like
just
this big and they are fantastic. They're super good, but yes, Subway cookies, underrated for sure. My finger foot long.
Yeah. So, and also, man, I swear there is some dedicated people that hate Snyder. I saw a couple of these small threads of the people hating Snyder, and they don't even get baloney. They don't get what he means by the baloney comment. No baloney. Now, there's another famous story by our friend Mike that doesn't know what baloney is.
I wasn't sure if we should tell the story. That's exactly what came to my mind first when I saw this was baloney.
Yeah. I don't know if the story is really worth it because you kind of had to be there. But basically, our friend Mike didn't know how baloney was spelled, and he was calling it Bologna.
Yeah, well, it's spelled Bologna, basically.
And his dad, when his dad saw that, he's like, "It's baloney, you fucking idiot!" Like,
for those of I don't know if anyone's or how many people have played this game, but we were playing a game called Catchphrase, and it was I want to say his birthday party. And it goes around, you're trying to get the other team to guess it. We're full of a lot of stories today. This is story time with the marks. But so it's going around and we're on his team. I think it was guys versus girls. And it gets to him and he's like, I don't even know what this is. I don't know what this is. And you hear the timer ticking down, and then burn. And you're supposed to get your team to guess the word for those of you who haven't played. And then he passes it to his dad. And his dad goes, baloney, you idiot. Oh, oops. As I hit my mic. So it's just, and we lost it. And yeah, that was, story time with the mics.
Yeah, so people were like, baloney's a meat. And I'm like, technically, if you really look at it, it's not. But if you've really eaten it or not, but it's not really a meat. But it's kind of like Spam. It's just that conglomerate.
Exactly.
Ooey gooey parts all shoved into a thing. And it makes something up. And yeah, and I just saw so many people like, he doesn't even know how to spell baloney. I'm like, oh my God. Like, there's just so many people that are just dedicated to the like hating this dude. And I don't know how you can. Like, it's just a fun promotion with Subway.
Yeah.
I would love to know how serious this is. Like, are we like, instead of the certified tomato, are we gonna get a certified sandwich on the Snyder Cut DVD when it comes out?
Oh,
like it was like he should start his own thing. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep. Exactly.
And we got the Subway-o-meter and shit like that. And fucking just be like, depending on how many layers of meat is how great your fucking movie is. And it's all meat, motherfucker.
Exactly.
All meat.
Bam. Because I'm lactose intolerant. Can't throw some cheese in there.
Okay. Someone's taking the live stream to a new level.
Whoa, all right.
I'm just gonna leave that up there for a little bit.
Yeah, might as well. It's taking over, I guess.
So yeah, hopefully, of course, Snyder also shared that Flash v Flash, clip or picture, right. And I kind of thought it was funny because some people were confused by this. Like, is it two Flashes? And I'm like, apparently some people have never watched Dragon Ball Z because it's literally called the after image technique. God damn it. You go so fast, you leave one behind and you got another one over there. That's what it is. He's using the after image technique. For anybody that follows Dragon Ball Z, there you go.
Nice.
Or if you go Naruto or whatever the hell that thing's called, the clone jutsu, there you go. Where he yells a bunch of shit and makes like 100 clones of himself.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like Quicksilver and X-Men, or most recently Sonic.
I was about to say it's a lot like Sonic.
Yeah, we won't. We still have a review to record for Sonic, so we won't go too much into that. But Sonic, Sonic for me, I really enjoyed. Man, what a flashback to our shameless TVZ plug. What a flashback to our childhood, man. It was good stuff. You got Jim Carrey in there. For those of you who haven't seen it, yes. And then I saw someone earlier who was asking about. I apologize, I'm not sure who it was, but they were asking. Oh, sorry, Shadow Vessel. Curious about the Junkie XL score. So to me, I'll just answer this real quick. It wasn't as iconic as you would think it would be.
I really didn't think it was much of a score at all. Like Carey kind of had a score.
Yes.
Like a theme.
Yep. That's exactly what I was going to say is he had his own little kind of thing, but it wasn't as, it was pretty generic for a kid's, pretty much a kid's movie or a kid's video game movie.
He really didn't.
Kind of what you
I don't think he really pushed what he wanted to do. So for this, because I didn't really, nothing stood out to me other than the small snippet I remember hearing recurring for the Carey, for Jim Carrey for Dr. Robotnik. So
there were some action moments that had some guitar riff, had some drums, very Junkie XL, esque. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just cool that he was doing this type of movie for sure.
But back to the Flash image, and this just proves like how I just when I saw this image, I'm like, God, man, like he's shown a lot, and people have talked about, oh, maybe he spoiled too much, but I mean, who knows how much we're missing? I mean, there's at least 3 serious action sequences that we probably haven't even touched the tip yet when it comes to it, and that's the history lesson, the final battle with Steppenwolf, and the Superman versus the League fight. And then there's obviously this one extra little external thing with Star Labs, because those are the Star Labs scientists. I think that's part of the tunnel thing. But then there's that whole thing where they're fighting parademons and like Star Labs for a while. It's crazy how much we haven't seen, and eventually, someday, we will see.
Yeah, one day. I just think this image itself was cool. With the Flash, getting to save some of the citizens or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So I thought it was done really well. What do you
remember what I was telling you about just before we came on?
Yes. Keep it moving along.
Yeah. Nope. There we go. Jose.
Yeah. 3 hours of unseen footage. Yeah, I'm sure, for sure.
Yeah, easily.
I thought this was hilarious. Okay.
Coom? Ooh. That sounds
tip. Yep, great minds think alike. As soon as Matt said that, we've only touched the tip. That's where my mind went.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Because like Jay Oliva was
how you last 214 minutes. Is just
can you do it? You got to be like Sting and shit, not the wrestler, but the dude. Didn't he have like tantra sex, not tantrum, but like that fucking like yoga sex and shit where he could go like 8 hours and shit?
Wow. You learn something new every day.
I don't know. Just something I remember hearing about.
Never heard of that. This is a good segue if we want to get into
there we go. That was originally our first topic, but we kind of went all over the place.
Yeah. as we do, we have no format to this. So let me see if I can get this pulled up real quick. So obviously, we got some of the video from of the Matt Reeves Batman. I'm trying to find a better image.
I'll bounce back, but I just want to say yes to this one real quick. Yeah, I think actually they are. I don't think it's no longer a coincidence to my book. So this seems something more planned with Snyder than before. I thought before it was pretty coincidental and just kind of a fun thing, but definitely now, I think there's a chance. I think there's truly a chance we might see Ben Affleck eating a steak sandwich.
Sorry, dang, I'm like messing with this whole thing, and you got to see my terrible Google search. Come on, there we go. This is all glitchy. All right,
you couldn't get a full image.
Yeah, I mean, I just typed in Batman, and I also I had a space in there, and this is Pattinson. Glorious. I'm on the. There we go, Pattinson. I couldn't freaking remember his name. Right now, it's synonymous with Ben Affleck. So to me, I always think Batfleck.
Oh, you're not for Pattinson yet?
No, not quite. We'll just go. We'll go back to this. As you can see, that there's some comparisons right here of Daredevil. So I don't know. Matt, what do you think?
Well, here, click on the chest. Go down right there. Okay. So I like the fact that they're back to armor. That's pretty cool. You know, that picture was cool anyway. Uh, there we go.
Trying to make it bigger.
I do like the fact that they're back to armor. So they're back to an armor type system. I do like that a lot. And the the symbol, I really like the symbol. Now, I want to make fun of some shit because there's some people out there in Twitter that are like, oh my God, that's the gun that shot his parents. He's formed it into a bat logo. And I keep seeing a lot of people saying this, and they're like, oh, that's so hardcore. That's amazing and stuff like that. And all I can think of is like, wow, you've never held a gun before in your life because that looks nothing like a gun. And they're like, and I can't really point to it, but if you go to the left part of his titty that Shane's now covering up, that there's like just before the little bat wing, there's like a little metal piece sticking up there. And I saw people pointing to it like, yeah, that right there. Yeah. And so they're like, that's the hammer for the thing. And I'm like, that's the most pathetic looking hammer I've ever seen on a gun, because that thing's supposed to snap and fire a bullet. That thing is dinky. It's not going to do shit. It's so stupid. I can't believe everybody that I've seen that actually owns guns that like talked about, like, that looks like no gun I've ever seen before. And like, yet all these idiots on Twitter are like, it's a gun.
So I was curious where this came from. So I found this article, and it actually talks about it a little bit more. And it made a little bit more sense because I saw the same thing. Like, okay, how does this resemble a gun? Maybe, kind of, sort of. And to be honest, I'm not even fully sure about the symbol itself. It does not look like a bat. For one, it looks like wings. Maybe if it turns into like a batarang type thing, I've heard some people say, or that's his grappling gun that, he can pull off and then and shoot out or something like that. But I'm not completely torn or sold on this symbol. So this article, it's from, I don't even know, Polygon, and it actually talks about this comic that Kevin Smith did.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this?
Well, yeah,
okay.
And I saw everybody passing this around. Hold real quick. Jose in here. Yeah, this toxic Casey. Well, I saw that guy bring it up, but then I saw a lot of people on Instagram, DC pages confirming this. And then people in the comments, when people started questioning it, saying Matt Reeves has confirmed that it was a gun. And he hasn't. And it just blew me away. Like, I understand social media is kind of a cesspool, and like things can just run away with things on social media. But it's just like the absolute confidence people have of saying something so stupid, and then saying that the director has confirmed it when you can clearly go see that he hasn't. It just blew me away. It was Instagram mainly. It was mainly Instagram I was seeing this. And it's like, because people can really get away with things on Instagram, because it's not like you can really trace back people's stuff. And it was just driving me nuts. It looks nothing. I own several guns. And at best, you can maybe say that kind of looks like an old school revolver. But then just imagine trying to hold how much that angles. Like, if anything, it looks like a section of a rifle. Like, if anything, it's part of like the stock of a rifle.
So that's exactly what in this article. I'm not really sure who it's from, but they talk about that. It could maybe be the stock from a rifle or something along those lines. I just thought maybe a piece of the gun somehow. I don't know.
If anything, they look like knives. It looks like he's going to go shing and just start shanking motherfuckers, which would be pretty sweet.
Right now, the suit as a whole, I'm not completely sold on. The emblem, for one. And
I thought the emblem was kind of cool. It's different. I'm down for different.
I'm down for different. He's got a collar. I don't know. His jaw is like super exposed. They really want to show the whole jawline.
Now, when you start going neck up, that's where all my problems are. I don't like the cowl at all. The cowl. I don't like the cowl. And it's really tough. It's really tough. Someone put a nice side shot of Affleck, his profile, and this one. And man, it's a tough jump. It's a tough jump. And then you can't see the ears. And I started seeing people doing their own custom ear jobs on that. And I know it's not the actual ears, but man, did it start making me like not like the cowl even more. because some of the ears people were doing, like the really short ones, those ones I saw worked well, but some had some really long, goofy ones. They look like blowjob horns, like something you could just grab a hold of and yank down. Like it just looked really bad. And
Boss Logic did a good job. I was hoping I could find that comparison because I saw the same thing. I saw it a lot actually because people were saying, how do we go from this, something as awesome as this, or even this one right here, even though that's a little bit dark, to what we have now. And I'm trying really hard to still give this an opportunity. And where I'm getting hung up on, and I've seen this on Twitter and on Instagram a lot, is that people who are for Zack Snyder are not giving movies like Birds of Prey a chance, or Matt Reeves' Batman a chance. And I would somewhat agree with that. And the reason being is because I'm kind of like that. And obviously,
it's tough. It's
we went and saw Birds of Prey.
I've seen it twice now.
But when you, I'm sorry, but when you have someone, I'm going to use Henry Cavill as well. Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, even Gal Gadot, those three, the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, and they are cast so perfectly. It's very, very, very hard to then go, okay, now I'm for something else, especially because we don't know if Matt Reeves' Batman film is going to be tied into this same universe that's already established. I'm thinking no.
The Jeffrey Wright thing kind of cements that.
So it's just, that's where
unless Gordon got one hell of a bleach job.
So that's just where I
Sammy
forgot about
Sosa.
that. Very true.
By the way, I emailed you the side-by-side Twitter link. So I don't know if you want to go back to picture and then go back to the thing and go to Twitter. I emailed you a link of what one guy had the side-by-side, and it's tough. It's tough looking at that.
Oh yeah. Here's one of them that I saw. How did this happen?
So how did this happen? So, okay. So obviously the Affleck picture is in its proper lighting and everything, and that's how it was taken. Now the Pattinson picture is a little tad bit unfair because that's not its lighting that it was in. That's somebody brightening it up because it was in that red Fiend type lighting. If you watch wrestling, you know what that is. The red ring fucking shit when he wrestles. And so that's kind of unfair lighting. But when you look at the jawline, when you look at the physique of the head and how the mask fits.
Yeah.
Again, but this is a camera test, so he might start filling it out a little bit. I mean, if it's legitimately a camera test. That's how Matt Reeves said it was. It was a camera test.
Yeah.
So there's still some work possibly to fill it in a little bit. But when you look at the two, there's no comparison. His cowl looks cosplay as hell. It does not look good.
I don't mind it too much in that it does kind of look like Daredevil, and obviously a fantastic show. So it reminded me of that a little bit, but I'm just not sold on Pattinson yet. And I do like the armor look. I do like the fact that it reminds me of the Arkham games. I think that's awesome. But yeah, I agree. When you get to the cowl, I don't know. They just really want that chin to be like predominant, and it just, I don't know. I'm not completely sold on it. Real quick, I just want to highlight this. Shout out to Terry, who is also a massive Venom fan. Bam. There we go.
Boom. What's up, Terry? Yeah, the cowl is my biggest problem. And then I did see some, fans doing some things with the ears that I did not like at all. Yeah, the nose and eyes is not Batman.
It's
odd. It's really weird. I don't know. It's really hard to pinpoint on it. I like the chest. I actually like the logo because it's just really different. And I feel like something else. He might go Superman too, like original Lester cut. And I feel like that thing might come off and he might throw it at someone.
Exactly. Oh man, if I could plug in the Family Guy clip, it's fantastic. Yeah, that's down, didn't it? It's great. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to be optimistic about this as much as possible, but at the same time, you get the Pattinson casting. Okay, sounds good. Still trying to stay positive, especially after the heartbreak of Ben Affleck no longer playing Batman. again, that is so hard to live up to. And I get for some of the people who were fans of Christian Bale as Batman, they obviously are more used to a slimmer style Batman. So I guess cool, that's fine. But when you finally get a Ben Affleck who fills out his suit and he looks gigantic and he's awesome, and it reminded me so much of the Batman the Animated Series, or really anything from the comic books. Yeah, Dark Knight, exactly. He's just jacked. And then now I feel like we're reverting back. I get it. It's a younger Batman, but that is, to be honest, what's going to be really hard for me going into the Batman movie is
go ahead.
It's just really the comparison between the two.
That was one of the things why I think they went to the armor again, was because they're trying to make him look bigger. Because if you look at that chest, it makes his chest look broad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so you go to the armor, you make him look bigger. You can't have a skin tight suit like Affleck had on Pattinson, probably, because I don't care how big the guy gets, he's not going to get that big. So they go back to the armor to really fill him out a little bit. So Ben Affleck's pretty much Bruce Wayne incarnate. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough, especially because when you look back at like people like, no, not Ben Affleck, but then you see him in action, and then we still possibly got this and the Snyder Cut on the way, and we're going to see an even more kick-ass Batman in that. Oh man, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a tough transition to Pattinson, but I'm excited because of the cast. You know, obviously the Batman since the Nolan and even with Snyder and now Matt Reeves, the Batman casts, you know, the casting has always been top notch. We always got the best people for the jobs. So that's always a good thing, even though I don't know anything about Pattinson when it comes to acting.
And I do like where this is going. It sounds like we're going to get a lot of the Rogues Gallery. I saw some earlier that Zoe Kravitz actually tried on her Catwoman suit, and she said it's awesome. It was in an article. I can't remember which one, but so it sounds like we're going to get several people in this. We've obviously already seen some set photos that have been leaking out. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be pretty cool. But at the same time, that's just where I'm having a hard time. And I think Fury of Firestorm puts it well. After you get someone like Ben Affleck and you get Batfleck, essentially, anything else just looks not good. It just does not live up to it anymore. That is Batman from the comics to me.
We're the old people now. You know, we're the old people that couldn't get over over Reeves and shit.
Yep.
And 89 and Keaton and stuff. Like, it's just, but I mean, it's a little bit different, but at least those got to fill out their films.
Exactly. I think
unfortunately Affleck left on bad terms because WB is a bunch of dumbasses. So
I think that's a large part of it. If we would have gotten,
it's some of it, but at the same time, it's still hard to, even if Affleck got to finish everything. When you look at that picture that you have up there, it's still hard to go from that to that. It's still a tough jump, but I mean, I'll get there sooner or later.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as some people don't keep saying the symbol is a gun, which never held a gun in your life.
I think it's a semi-automatic gun. All right.
No,
semi fully automatic. I think I accidentally said that right. I meant to say it incorrectly. Semi-fully automatic or whatever.
Yeah, semi-fully automatic.
Yep, yeah. Exactly. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. I mean, she's pretty smoking.
I hope that's just a prototype suit. I mean, I don't know if we're really gonna interesting picture, by the way.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, are we really back in the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin days where he's going to change suits and stuff? I mean, I guess kind of Affleck did a little bit in Justice League, but I don't know. Hey, there we go. Wait, that one. There's no such thing as an assault rifle. Just going to say that right now. Every gun is an assault gun.
Yeah, I think that was probably the joke. Obviously, it's an assault rifle.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry. hit one of my triggers. Get it? Okay. And we just lost everybody.
And our views are just dropping like crazy.
Plummeting.
Thanks, guys. It's been a half an hour.
Oh, the score that he dropped with the video.
Oh, yes. I'm glad. That was awesome.
That would probably save this whole fucking movie for me.
Yep. Absolutely.
Awesome music.
I'm glad you remembered that, because I got so just down in the dumps talking about Pattinson and what the suit looked like. I listened to that a couple times over and over again. I didn't even pay attention to the suit after I watched it maybe twice, and I just kept clicking on it. I'm like, okay, this is you've got me.
I played the music back. I would listen to it without looking at it, just listening to the music kick up, and I was trying to pinpoint some things because it did sound a tad bit familiar. It did sound a little bit familiar. It kind of seemed like at the end it's tweaking the old an old Batman a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I listened to it. Yeah, that's what I started laughing at earlier.
You guys are awesome.
And so I feel like it's a little bit of a hybrid. A little bit. I think they played with enough.
I'm Batman.
But the music though was phenomenal, and I am, after hearing that, I am really stoked for that part. Yeah. So at least DC will always keep that in the ballpark that they are the best at scores. And I mean, it's not much of a bar to beat against Marvel, because Marvel has probably the worst fucking music. Other than Guardians of the Galaxy, which is just a soundtrack of already existing music.
Then they just reuse the one over and over and over again.
That Avengers thing for every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Music was dope, son. Dope.
And awkward silence as we
Well, I have this stupid thing that popped up in front, so I couldn't see people's questions. Suit looks stiff. Stiff. Yeah, he meant stiff. Looks stiff and rigid in Keaton suit.
I hope not. I hope that the fighting style doesn't. I hope it's awesome. Again, especially after what we got in Batman vs Superman. I really hope that they're going to go for something different. Seriously. Yeah, we like to forget about this.
I brought it up in the last video.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, with the
All right, fair enough.
Did he really?
I did not know that.
No.
That's fantastic.
I thought he did real movies. I would have swore he did a score for a pretty. God, I'm like blanking so much right now. No way.
I'm pulling him up.
I feel like you're messing with me.
It's Michael. Hold on.
He just did like.
Hold on. I'm bringing him over. Bam. Okay. So it's this guy, Giacchino. And then let's click. Oh, he's got a website, Oscar winning. So that's good.
Yeah, so there's no way he did anything for the MCU because they don't win Oscars.
Right. Hey, let's look at his IMDb.
Well, while you're looking at that, I can talk about the Oscars.
Okay.
Because I've officially become really old now. I think that or the Oscars are becoming more mainstream, because this was the first year ever that like most of the best pictures, I've seen most of them, and I liked most of them. Actually, all the ones in the best picture I liked. So I was really surprised by that. I'm officially old now that I'm actually like liking movies that are in the Oscars. So I can't really see the screen that well.
So here I'll zoom in a little bit. So I remember now actually looking back.
Homecoming.
And Homecoming is the only one. Oh, Far From Home. He did Far From Home as well. So I remember looking at this. So some of these seemed familiar. Especially now that I'm so much more into the score, and I enjoy Jurassic World. They are not like super iconic in terms of stand out, like a Hans Zimmer would be, but at the same time, not terrible either. Return to Zootopia, obviously fantastic movie. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, fantastic there as well.
Coco was good.
Oh, Doctor Strange, man, you weren't wrong. But I think didn't we liked the score in Doctor
Yeah, actually,
Strange.
I did like the score in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, the 80s wolf is hit the nail on the head.
Well,
so some
man, what
some
did
up, some down.
I would have swore he just did a movie, whatever, that I actually liked, and I remember liking the score. Anyway,
Star Trek Into Darkness. The most recent one would have been Far From Home.
Not Jojo Rabbit.
Incredibles 2.
Am I getting this guy mixed up with somebody else now? I'm wondering if I'm starting to get him mixed up with somebody else. Are you sure you got the right guy? Well, I guess it says Batman right there, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Thanks, 80s Wolf. You kind of brought it down for me a little bit, but still not going to take away. Star Trek score is awesome. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but back to the Oscars. I was just really surprised. Ford, it was like Ford v Ferrari, 1917 was on there. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman. There were some other ones too. I can't really think off the top of my head. And I was like, wow, this is like the first time ever that I actually like movies that were in the Oscars. It was just weird.
Or Far From Good. Jose, I don't know how far you want me to scroll. I mean, I could keep going.
It might get worse if you get down lower.
Yeah, he's been doing this for a while. Sorry, I have to like lean over because I have this other monitor over here, but it's half cut off. So I can scroll a little bit slower. He did Up. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, Up. There you go.
Speed Racer. This guy's like all over the board. He's got Ratatouille, Up, The Incredibles, and then he's got Jurassic Park, Rogue One.
Parasite was paced poorly and too long. I've been really going back and forth on watching Parasite or not. I don't know. I don't mind, international films or foreign films and stuff like that. I like anime, so subtitles. It's not like I'm sad on subtitles or anything like that, but I don't know. I heard I've heard mixed things about it, like really good or really annoying. So. The one movie that you didn't see. But yeah, it's kind of funny seeing with this Pattinson thing and everything. Shane's been on social media a little bit longer, but not really that much into it. But like, if it wasn't for this like show, I wouldn't be on social media at all. I've never had a personal one, and it's weird to see the hills that people are willing to die on for stuff. And that's kind of weird. Shane and I, we're obviously Snyder fans. We're Batman versus Superman fans. So you're obviously in some boat. You're always going to be dying on some hill for a reason, for something that you feel is actually quality and shit like that. So it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of odd to me, especially when you see like the Birds of Prey people right now. Like there's people just so vehemently defending Birds of Prey. Like it's a great movie. People that only hate it are this, and this, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, wow, just seeing that, like they'll block. If Lantern's still in here, I guess he got blocked by by that comic book cringe website because he talked shit about Birds of Prey. And I was just like, wow, man, it's just crazy to me to see that. And people are always trying to figure out why it's not doing well. And like Sonic is apparently doing great.
That's hilarious that you should say that because I have this other article. Ha! Look at me being prepared, which never happens. This is from Collider. So sorry, guys, but I thought this was hilarious. Already at 21 million and 48 million for Birds of Prey. And now Matt and I, we obviously have stated that this movie was not made for us. Matt said he went.
I saw that as also being a poor excuse for not liking the movie. Somebody
that it wasn't made for us.
All these men out there saying it wasn't meant for us is, that's just ridiculous. Yeah.
So, what did your girlfriend think, Matt? You said you went and saw it a second time.
Okay, yeah,
saw it with her.
Yeah, she liked it. She really liked it. She thought it was actually a good story, which I was kind of surprised she said that because could have been. See that when watching it the second time, that's just what got to me the most. was, whatever you can say about the story and the thing, I have come up in my head like a really solid story that Birds of Prey, I mean, to me now at this point in my head, Birds of Prey is the most wasted potential I have ever seen in a movie, because I've thought of all these things.
Suicide Squad.
No, to course correct, okay? Because now you could have used Birds of Prey to course correct back into a more connective universe, and you could actually use these characters the way they were supposed to be, in some sense. Like we talked about in our non-spoiler, and this might get into some spoilers here and there about it, but I mean, my small pitch for the movie would be: one, have Joker as your villain, no Black Mask, no Victor Saz. Okay. Two, put it in the time frame between Suicide Squad and Justice League. So in those trailers for Justice League, they never elaborated on the movie, but at least in the trailers, it says crime and terrorism is skyrocketing, and where is the Gotham Bat? That was the comment. So Batman's gone. Gotham is getting taken over by the Joker, by Jared Leto's Joker, right? So so he kicks Harley to the curb, just like we saw. Except this time you actually make Cassandra Cain Batgirl. You don't have, unfortunately, you probably have to recast that one actress, but you actually have Cassandra Cain as Batgirl. And her way her origin goes, she comes in there, decides to take up the Bat mantle while Batman is gone. You don't have to have a real solid reason for it, but she comes into it trying to stop it. Huntress could be doing the same thing, Black Canary, and you bring all these girls together at the end to stop Joker. Why Joker has this huge stranglehold on Gotham, and actually make Gotham look like Gotham. That was a thing I noticed this time around, was that it doesn't look like Gotham other than Ace Chemicals and Amusement Mile. It looks like downtown LA. It doesn't even look like Gotham. And so actually make it look like Gotham, put some stakes into it for the most part. Use those unseen and unused footage that we saw behind the scenes where like Joker's like backhanding Harley and shit from Suicide Squad. Show that there was like dysfunction and shit like that. People earn that R rating for the most part. I even kind of thought of like, it'd be cool if like he finds out there's a Batgirl and, Joker gets like this huge smile on his face, thinking back to when he killed Robin. You can have flashbacks to him beating the shit out of Robin and stuff like that. Like he gets all turned on or some shit like that, because there's another bat out there to fuck with. Like there's all these potential that you could have done, that you could have tied in the other movies, not wasted that empty Bat-suit in some sense. You could have had something meaningful. I mean, there's so much to it that could have been done. It drove me nuts. It drove me nuts watching it again. And just how lackluster, they didn't even give a shit about the material.
Yeah, we kind of touched on this already a little bit, but just incorporating the Joker, that's the main thing. That if you want to keep pretty much the same movie itself, not going, by the way, that was a fantastic film pitch, Matt. So let's get to writing that script. But if you want to keep the core of the movie of how it was, you swap out Black Mask and the Joker, and automatically, I guarantee your box office goes up. The reason being is right now, they are trying to pander to one audience. And if you are looking for a very specific audience, not only are you looking for comic book nerds, but you're looking for the female comic book nerd. And I'm not saying that if you're a male, you can't enjoy this. Our friend Mike enjoyed this movie.
But he is kind of girly.
It's a little bit different type of film. But at the same time, you need to be able to pander to a broader audience. And then you have I need to stop messing with my hands. Maybe I had too much caffeine and I keep hitting my mic. But you have the comic book audience itself. And then from there, you can have the girl power and the awesome crew. Because I didn't mind that. I thought they did a good job playing off of that. Yeah, maybe one too many nut shots. But by the time I walked out of there, my groin was kind of hurting a little bit. But
I stopped counting at 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I watched it again.
That's a lot though. So I think if you do that, and then you kind of bring in, because people know the Joker, especially after having this Joker, and it doesn't even have to be the recent Joker that we got. Again, bring in Jared Leto. You see the back of his head in this movie, so have Jared Leto in this. And I think from there, then you get people who are like, oh, sweet, it's got Harley Quinn and the Joker. And obviously there's a lot of 90s kids that are at least familiar with that. And then you can start getting into the Birds of Prey stuff. And I don't think changing the name does anything. I don't think that was.
I mean, from what I gather, that was all searching, because nobody was searching Birds of Prey, but they were searching Harley Quinn, and that was just for. It's not going to change on the DVD box. It's just for fucking searching, search results. So hard boiled. So the thing is, she wouldn't be Batgirl until Birds of Prey. I even kind of thought of she could even go like Daredevil a little bit, just wear a ski mask for a little bit, like Batman Begins too. Wear a black clothes, ski mask. She could start out like that. And I kind of had like this whole stupid theory in my head. Maybe she saves Lucius Fox. He's getting mugged at one point. She saves him, and he kind of like looks at her, and it's a little Batman and Robin-ish, where Alfred gives Batgirl the suit, just happens to have her measurements and everything. But I mean,
that's fine. I'd have Alicia Silverstone's measurements as well, especially back in the 90s.
She's British now, anyway.
Even better.
But blimey. But that's kind of what I was thinking, was just like, she could even just be trying out. She doesn't have maybe the full setup yet, and she's slowly getting there. It was just there was so much potential to it all, and I just feel like they just totally dropped the ball.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what the heck is going on in the comments, but we don't really ban people if that's what you're. That's kind of random.
Who's saying ban what?
Apparently, we need to ban Marcus D for some reason. I don't know. We don't really do that, guys, and unless you start saying some stupid stuff about
whatever. We've only I think we've only ever removed like 3 comments ever from something, and they were usually pretty racial.
Yes, exactly. Racial, insensitive to like Snyder and suicide and stuff like that. We've blocked some of those things, but if someone just has a difference in opinion, sorry, we're not gonna ban someone. Just a bit of banter. Okay, that's cool. I just happened to look over and I'm like, wait, what? What's going on over here?
Yeah, I have seen Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah, I've seen that. Wait, live action trilogy. Holy shit! I gotta keep reading that. They made a live action version of that. Huh. I think honestly they've made like little live action versions of everything, to be honest. Because I always find little.
I missed it.
What a chip!
I apologize. I didn't even know that was in my lingo until Matt pointed it out later.
Yeah, but that's on the Patreon bloopers, and that's how Shadow Vessel knows about it.
Exactly,
because he is a patron. So there you go. That's how he gets the behind the scenes. It's actual live action. Holy shit! So it's not like YouTube live action where those guys, like those people that did the Dragon Ball Z stuff, where they had like a budget of like 20 grand. They actually did pretty good for having what budget they did. But so, because I remember I saw the Full Metal Alchemist one, and that was kind of funny.
Yes, I know. I apologize. It's just in there.
Oh, we got to ban Shane.
And I'm out of here. Oh wait, that just made me bigger. Hold on, let me go back. Dang it.
I guess I'm fucked. Oh hey, there we go. Tiny.
There we go. One of those. I apologize. It's in my brain. It's one of those things you get raised in. I don't know. I have no excuse for it. It's just there. And Matt should have censored it in his editing. So there.
No, hell no. Leave that in. I only take things I say stupid out. I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed. The benefits of doing the editing. That's yeah, pretty much.
That's why Shane has from the studios, part 1, part 2. Wow. Wow. It goes all the way to the end too, huh? Wow. That's got to be interesting to do, because I don't know. That's the one thing that's always tough about anime in my eyes, is that it's hard to represent it in live action because of the idea of the fast pace, quicker than the eye type things. And so to me, it's always tough to put that stuff in live action. But
I believe we did a Venom review, and we were kind of on the fence about it. I've seen Venom pop up a couple times, so it sounds like some people are pretty big A Venom dedicated stream. I'd be up for something along those lines. Matt and we've thrown around another watch along. I haven't been able to really coordinate a whole lot lately.
About the stupid couch here.
Yeah,
so we could be on a couch.
Yes. So together all nestled up next to each other. Yeah,
this is a small fucking couch.
But yeah, I from what I remember, I think I've only seen Venom once.
I saw it again. I watched it.
It was okay.
It was good. Again, though, it feels like there was a little bit of lost potential there.
Yes.
When I was watching it again, and maybe they'll be able to, since they're filming Venom 2 now, and Andy Serkis is the director, so it's definitely going to have a unique style, I think, if he gets to do what he wants to do. So I'm down for that. I can't wait for Venom 2, even though PG-13 Carnage is going to be a little weird.
Yeah.
That's an episode we've always had in the ether there about characters that need to be rated R, and Blade, Carnage, Deadpool.
I do not know hardly any of the lyrics of this song, but it gets stuck in my head. Just a Venom, Venom. That's pretty much all I know, and it just gets stuck in my head all the time. But it's a fantastic song, and so many great. I love the fact that Eminem is a comic book nerd as well, because he can incorporate it so well into songs, and it's fantastic. Yes. Watch.
Maybe I can't think of any other chick flicks. I guess Hitch.
Hey, that's a classic for us.
I can't think of You Got Mail. There we go. That's the one I can think of.
You Got Mail.
A funny story about Hitch is that Shane, myself, and our friend Mike, we're all big Will Smith fans, and we just saw there was a movie. I think we were still in high school. Oh yeah, I guess because Mike was here, so we had to be. Yeah. So we all just went and decided to go see Hitch because we didn't really know anything about it. We just like, oh, Will Smith's in it. We gotta go see it.
And it looked like a comedy. To us, it looked like a comedy. I remember that. I'm like, oh, Will Smith comedy? Yeah, sign us up.
And then we get in there, and it's like all three of us lined up sitting together, and we notice it's like, other than that, it's all couples and women. Like that's all that's in there. Yes. And we're kind of just,
oh, all right.
We're just sitting there like, huh? And then it kind of goes on. There we go. Yeah.
Oh man.
And it goes along, and we're realizing that's kind of more of a romantic comedy, more than anything.
And doing as the comic movie marks do. This is obviously before comic movie marks, but our personality, we double down and we walk out holding hands, the three of us.
Yeah, we were holding hands all together in a line.
And this had to be in like the early 2000s. So a lot of that was not as accepted as it is now, surprisingly.
Weird holding another man's hand.
Yeah.
That wasn't my dad or a dentist. I don't know about it. Do It for Lois. No, I don't think so. I watched that movie once, and that's just because my girlfriend is a princess fanatic.
Yeah, I've seen it once. She does a fantastic job.
I don't even remember.
I love Amy Adams. I just remember her and her acting ability, and obviously singing as well. And then she's also in the Muppets. She was in the Muppets movie. Fantastic in that. That's as well.
Right. Will Smith line got me plenty of hookups. Hell yeah, man. Will Smith, Will Smith,
Oh man. Oh, that's awesome.
But I remember fucking wrestling, Will Smith, everybody gives you great lines. I remember when a student said to it,
don't pretend like you can read. I can't even read these. These are my wife's.
And I remember one time a kid said he was copying Shawn Michaels' line. He's like, "Is that a what is that? Was that a flashlight in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?" I said that to a teacher. It was great.
That
teacher totally suspended his ass. Yeah, my wife's wall art.
At least I somewhat have an office. So it was a trade-off. I don't record in my man loft. It's pretty awesome. I'll have to snap some pictures or something. So I couldn't have the man loft with a projector to watch movies and an office. So she gets the office, and here I am recording. But she at least let me have the comic movie Mark's pillows and the little Superman.
Wow. Crumbs. Fucking crumbs. Hancock's the perfect Hancock. I really liked Hancock. That doesn't get enough.
That's so fantastic.
I'm always surprised when people start talking crap about that movie. So
I remember watching it and not fully, not sure what I was going to expect, and absolutely loving it. Working, but yeah.
Keeps Jack a dull boy. There's also girl, you look tired because you've been running through my mind all day. The best one is like, girl, I'm sure people have seen this video by now, but this dude's like, he's in a court hearing, and there's this and they're going through the lines that he said, and he's in the orange thing with handcuffed, and the DA woman's like, he came up to her and said, girl, you are thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, and he actually does this in the court. Like, it's one of the greatest things.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's one of my favorite videos of all time. That and the airplane names. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't go into that one. If anybody's ever seen the one where the news anchor gets tricked into reading the Asian airline pilot names when the plane crashes, that is probably by far my favorite. Like, I don't know if that's like, was a Dank meme? I guess not a meme, but a Dank video. Like, just that one will live in infamy for me. Wow. Oh, I think Shane froze. Yep, Shane froze.
Oh, there we go.
No, you're still frozen.
You were frozen. You were frozen for a second there too.
I think I was fine.
I don't know how it comes across for everyone else, but all right. Am I back?
The fact that everybody says you have a stroke, I think.
Stroke.
There we go. See, stroke. Now, who had the stroke, guys? Was it this?
Well, you were talking, and all of a sudden you froze.
This band-aid.
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
It's harder than. Oh shit!
Bam.
There we go. Mirror shit. Comic movie romance.
That's an easy one. Obviously, Clark and Lois, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, fantastic.
I'm trying to think of something not so current, but V for Vendetta. No.
This one was Matt, and his frustration was hilarious.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I actually did find a video somewhat recently that does show us in the background. It's one of the Vero footage, but the thing is like zoomed back far enough that you can slightly see me, and you can see my hands go up. And then I guess I lifted my hand up and shit when I yelled it afterwards. I don't remember that.
Well, from what I remember, you kind of get out of your chair. Matt was the SpongeBob meme before the SpongeBob meme, pretty much. And instead of saying, all right, I'm out or whatever he says, Matt was like, release the Snyder Cut. And then I remember, at least from my recollection, he says, fuck, as he sits back down because he was pissed because there was just such a build to it and no one was saying anything. And then he yells it just pretty much out of frustration.
Yeah, I remember that. I just don't remember the fuck part, but that sounds about right.
Smile. I have heard this. Batman. yeah, that was a good one.
I mean, honestly, the one that came to my mind, and I still do like this, and I would actually say Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman, because even though I don't really like the Wonder Woman 84 trailer, the moment where he does see her and puts the watch in her hand and everything, I'm like, it really solidifies it, and I really don't even give a shit about that romance stuff and characters like that, but Chris Pine and
That's a
Gal
good one.
Gadot really, I think they really nail it. If you know what I mean, like they just hitting that wonder pussy.
Yeah, there you go. Bam. I don't know if you're just trying to trigger us. Pretty much anything from Snyder cannot be worse than the abomination that we got. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, there's
And blocked. No, I'm just
now we blocked. No,
yeah.
Snyder seems like a big guy.
Yeah, I was getting ready to click on that too. I don't
He's
know what
tiny.
that means. Yeah.
I mean, size, like height.
No, he's average.
No.
Considering we're about the same height, he's average.
No.
You think he was shorter than me? Yeah, I think he was. I think he was shorter than me. But he's the crazy part is when you look at his Vero. I'm not going to pull it up now because I don't want to have a stroke again. Apparently, my internet's getting bogged down by this stupid teenagers playing video games. But if you look at his Vero, the dude seems like a monster in terms of like how much he can squat.
Well, that's how good he is with the camera.
Yeah, editing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm still here. Are you gone?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
What?
Are you stroking out?
Am I again?
I don't know. You just like stopped mid sentence and then all of a sudden went like,
what?
Okay. Anyway,
maybe I was stroking out. I don't know. Was I saying something? I thought you were saying something.
No, you're like, oh, he does a lot of weights, and I'm like,
yeah, that was
it. With the camera, and then you started saying something. Okay. All right. Anyway,
I hope I'm not.
Do you guys think we'll ever see the Snyder Cut? Yeah, honestly do. It's just, people just got to be patient. I saw people getting disappointed after 214 went by, and I'm just like, I just don't know how many times. No offense, but I just don't know how many times you're gonna fall for it. Like, yeah, just be patient. Just look at November 17th. All right, guys, it was Z-Day. Z-Day struck, and that was huge. And that got AT&T's attention. And then now there's just recently that article that we might talk more about later about how there's Warner Max and Warner Media and how they're almost different entities at this point. And so, necessarily to get the Snyder Cut, Snyder may not have to deal with some of those people that screwed him over, like Toby Emmerich, or people that may not want it. So he might be dealing with a whole different sign of people now, people that are interested in it and they see the potential. It's just going to take time because this is I just think people are misunderstanding, and it's something I will always beat the hell out of over and over again. The legal complications to this is just massive. The credits, when you have to look back at the DGA, the Directors Guild, the Writers Guild, because you're going to remove Joss Whedon now because it's going to be all Chris Terrio. Then you look at the Actors Guild and all that stuff that's going to come down with the credits and everything else. The legalities are just insane. Never faced us before, not us united. Exactly.
That's the back. So someone said, "Can we see the back of your shirt?" There you go. It was Marcus D. See, he asked a good question. He wanted us to block him
with multiple question marks.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then it even has the logos on the sleeve. Matt and I were talking about this, not to sidebar too much, but we were talking about the shirts, the long sleeve, and the hoodie. I actually prefer the shirt. I think it's pretty sweet. And we did not plan this. We just apparently share a brain or something that we're both like, hey, let's wear this awesome shirt. Mine came in on 214.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. So yeah, it was perfect. I'm like, yep, that's what I'm wearing tomorrow. But the long sleeve is kind of cool. It has all the logos down the side. I like the subtle hit that each of these have. Exactly.
Who the fuck
perfect. Are you? So just to jump back to the Snyder Cut, it will definitely be released. I just don't think it's going to be anytime soon. And you can
what's your version of anytime soon?
Burn me at the stake for that. Within not even the next year. I don't think. I think there's a lot of stuff that, as you mentioned, that is still going on behind the scenes. And each time that these different deadlines show up, Now all of a sudden people are getting pissed off because HBO Max shared that, hey, you can see the Justice League on HBO Max, and it was all over social media, and people are like, this better be the Snyder Cut. This better be the Snyder Cut. It's probably not. Don't you think that if it was, they would have built up to it? Well, given that how much social media just has taken over with Snyder Cut or Zack Snyder's Justice League, all that stuff, there would have been a build to it. The version that they were showing is the unfortunate just catastrophe of a film that we saw. It will come out. I think at least within 5 years. It will happen within 5 years. I don't think it's going to be within by even 2021. I would be shocked.
I disagree with you on that one.
Okay.
I think he wouldn't have done November 17th if an announcement wasn't going to be done this year. He would have waited for November 17th of 2020 and to rile things up. I think he knows there's going to be at least an announcement this year. Whether when it gets actually released is going to be some of the complicated issues, because how much are they going to let him film? Because, he's still got to do the Harry Lennox stuff and stuff like that. And he's still trying to edit his Army of the Dead. So that's another complication. And so, but I think he wouldn't have done that on November 17th if he wasn't hoping and assuming there was going to be an announcement this year for 2020. It's an announcement. I'm not saying it's going to be released this year, but an announcement. And I think that's what people need more than ever is an announcement.
Yeah, but what I'm confused about, so HBO Max comes out in May, for those of you who don't know.
In the States.
Yes, yeah, in the States. For me, I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel a little up in the air in terms of how is he re-editing certain things. And if he is re-editing things to be the way that he initially intended, not even how he shot it, but if he is redoing some things in the background, I feel like it's gonna take even longer. And I don't know. I would be surprised, and I would be happy to be wrong. I would absolutely be happy to be wrong, but I'd be surprised if we get an announcement anytime this year. And maybe that's just me. I'm trying to keep my expectations in check. We have had several times before, obviously anniversaries of November 17th. We've had exactly 2 of them. We've had different Comic Cons. We've now had 2/14 pass. We've had Christmas time. We've had so many different deadlines that have passed that people are like, oh, it's going to be this. It's going to be this. Snyder Con is when I thought something would happen. Obviously, we got some information, which was cool. But that's really what I was expecting. So now I think after Snyder Con really is when I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep my expectations in check. And a lot of the stuff that's coming out kind of makes me feel like there's a little bit more that he wants to do. And maybe it's probably more than what he initially had intended. And so now he wants to go back to the drawing board or something. And I'd be surprised if we got maybe an announcement next year in 2021. But by the end of this year, again, I'd be happy to be wrong, but I just don't see that happening.
I just see an announcement because I just don't think he would have done what he did on November 17th if he didn't expect an announcement. My thing is, I don't think they're going to release it until HBO Max gets a good worldwide foothold. That's always been my biggest thing, is that it only releases in the States in May. And it's going to be a bit before it goes international, before it gets that worldwide foothold. And if they're going to put a property like the Snyder Cut on HBO Max, they're going to make sure they get maximum subscriptions from that. And they're going to want a worldwide release when it happens. But I still think there's a very good chance for an announcement. But it getting released this year, I don't know about that. I would say probably next year, or whenever HBO Max gets that worldwide foothold, because I know Disney Plus still isn't even in a worldwide market. It's still only in the States.
Yeah,
it's not even in the UK yet.
It seems like such a tough thing. Oh, he just said Disney Plus in the UK this week.
Oh, okay.
So
there you go.
Yeah, but I remember with WWE Network, It came in the States, and then it took forever.
DC Universe isn't even outside the States. It doesn't even go to Canada, for fuck's sake.
Let's just DC Universe.
It doesn't even have a real app, to be honest.
It's just kind of its thing.
So that's what I mean, because if you're squandering potential if you don't have the platform that you're going to put it on and the max amount of households. You need it out there as much as possible. I don't know if that means they can tie it to HBO Go or HBO Now. I know there's those other HBOs, but I mean it's man.
On that note, on the HBOs, that is the epitome of the Warner Group, AT&T, whatever you want to call it. The fact that there are so many different HBO apps. And it's not simplistic. I was trying. My wife has never seen. Recently, we just watched Aquaman. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I didn't really care for it, so I didn't want to buy it. And I was like debating on renting it for $5 HD. So I was searching like, okay, look, it's on HBO. We have HBO subscription through AT&T. So and it's free, which is perfect. So I go searching, and there's too many HBO apps, and now we're gonna have HBO Max. Consolidate it, you morons! Come on, it should not be that hard. I'm pretty tech savvy, and the fact that I'm logging into the wrong HBO app because there's different ones. DirecTV and AT&T have different apps now too, depending on what service you have. And that was the thought that I had. This is the epitome of Warner Brothers and AT&T, that they can't just consolidate it all into one thing and go, hey, look who we are now.
Army of the Dead trailer. Unfortunately, because of Netflix and how they do things, I don't think we're going to see one until maybe a month out from when it gets actually put on there. Yeah. It depends though what they do, because like The Irishman got a theatrical release, a limited one, but it got a theatrical release. So I don't know if they look at Army of Dead in the same scope, and it might get a theatrical release. And so I remember Irishman got like 2 trailers. So Aquaman was 6 out of 10, to be honest. Yeah, I'd probably go there. Marcus, what are you talking about? No Darkseid action in Zack Snyder's Justice League with all those weird capitalizations. I guess if you don't want to call him Darkseid yet, but he is Uxas or Uxas or whatever, and he's in the history battle, and he does kick some major ass there and get his ass kicked. So depends.
Who was that just? That's dang it, I missed it. Hold on. Someone said you realize Shadow Vessel. Realize one of your wife's pics on the wall is great model for the Snyder Cut. Absolutely, I did not realize that. I'm assuming you're referring to it's only when you stop trying that you truly fail. Yeah.
How the fuck can you guys read that shit? Shane can barely read it, and he's right there.
I was kind of talking on the microphone, and I'm like, ugh. I noticed. Oh, thank God, Jose's still here. I thought he left.
0% chance.
Percent chance. So, back before the entire, I don't even know if I want to finish my thoughts, but there were a lot of people when we first went to Snyder Con that were saying, "Hey, this would be awesome if we could just do this again." Like, and maybe it doesn't involve Snyder, but we somehow get together, we all meet up in a neutral location, or back in where were we? Pasadena. It's back in Pasadena, something like that. Now it kind of seems like everyone in the mine as a bat. Everyone there's a bunch of people that are kind of but I'm Batman. But it seems like there's a lot of people that are kind of butting heads within the whole Snyder fandom. So I don't know if that would happen. And he hasn't said anything. Snyder, he hasn't said anything in terms of maybe doing it again, but it would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'd always be down for it. I'd be down for it. I just don't know if he has time. And I think they're wanting to do those renovations first. From what I gathered, what he was saying during that thing is that he would like those renovations done, because I think was it $40,000 or $50,000 of that went to the renovations, or maybe it was more. I can't remember exactly. went towards the renovations for that thing, and I think he probably want the renovations to happen before he continually keeps doing that.
So. Which, thank God that he was doing that. All hell, Snyder.
Luxury seats, hopefully. Like,
yes, please. Well, we've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. We made fun of someone for bringing their own cushions. They were obviously there on the Friday night that we were not, and we realized, holy crap, these chairs suck, and that's why he was trying to revamp it. I take it dark coffee, but 2 sugars and a little bit of creamer. That's how I like it.
You failed.
I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be a reference. Black. I like my coffee I like my men. Black.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, there's the airplane reference with the little girl.
Yeah,
the little white girl is like, I take my coffee like I like my men. Black, and she's like 8.
It's fantastic.
Is it, Shane?
I'm assuming that's what it's supposed to be. That helps. 4K TV. Us in 4K. Oh, with the receding hairline and everything. Ouch.
I'm good.
Rough. Genius.
And yes, Hard Boiled, by the way, I did watch The Mandalorian. I thought it was good. I thought it was solid. So
I made it in 1 episode. I do need to watch it. I've heard it. I've heard it's good, but right now I'm actually rewatching the Star Wars movies just because I felt like it taking the family.
I did the same thing.
I
did the same thing when I got them up and going. I don't know why. I rewatched them all. Just before Rise of Skywalker came out, I rewatched them all. I get Disney Plus for free. This dipshit actually pays for it.
Oh, for a year. Congrats.
Still cheaper than yours.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're taking the family to Disneyland, and I'm excited for Star Wars Galaxy or whatever they're calling it, and wanted to watch it again. I forgot, especially the original trilogy. I'm really enjoying it.
You're actually going to go to Galaxy's Edge?
Hell yeah. Why wouldn't
I? Okay.
What? Am I going to get mugged or something?
No, I haven't heard a single good thing about it. Like they apparently rape the shit out of you on prices, and it's just a glorified gift shop.
That's fine.
Dude, you won't even pay for a $5 Aquaman movie. You think you're gonna fucking
That's different. I see the value in Star Wars. I don't see value in Aquaman.
Yeah, I don't know. Just from the horror stories, I don't know if they've changed things since then. But I know when it opened, there was like major horror stories about like they barely have any like the cosplay actors or whatever walking around and stuff. It's like, and it's all and apparently it's just tons of lightsabers and stuff like that.
That explains why I pretty much only get all of my stuff in terms of the Galaxy's Edge from pro wrestlers who have visited, and obviously they're much more wealthy than I am, so they seem to enjoy it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. Woo! What order do you? Hey, don't jip us now, all right?
That was actually in our bloopers. One of my dad's favorite sayings about getting
this happens when you have too many kids.
just your voice.
Full disclosure. In June. July. Yeah, looking forward to it. There you go. For you 60 people watching.
Anybody want to help the live chat, the super chat, for him to get a super snip? I'm just kidding, guys. You don't have to. Bling, 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 bling. Look at his hairline. He needs it. In the eye
for the love of God.
An angel.
Oh man.
Anyway.
On that note.
Scissoring.
Oh man, you guys are fantastic. Exactly. Well, anything else, Matt?
I think that's unless we're gonna keep making fun of Shane's hairline and the fact that
I love how Matt's like, oh, strategically, yeah.
Hey, I'm holding up pretty well actually. Look at, I mean, it's gonna be all fucked up from the beanie, but
I was gonna say
that's pretty solid.
Turn around.
No.
Turn around every now and then.
I mean, it's pretty thick.
Singing with the marks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is where you come to have all your hairline woes, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Send PayPal address. I need that Jew gold. Anybody ever seen that? Oh, okay. Anyway.
Oh,
I was just reading that one too. And that's his reshoot
man.
hairline.
Wow. Fantastic. Well,
yeah. Okay. Now
we do have a PayPal and a Patreon and all that good
we have
stuff.
a PayPal?
Yeah. Comic Movie Marks at PayPal. Bam.
Do we? Are you making it right now? Because I don't think we do.
Yeah, that's how we get all of our monies.
I've seen people like on YouTube, they do like tips or something. They ask for tips on PayPal. I was like, what the fuck?
No, Matt, that's on Chatterbait. You're forgetting. All right.
Russian roulette.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, what is that? Chat roulette. That's the one.
That's where I got the bling bling.
Bling.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, we have that little button in the middle. If you click it and it hits the vibrator harder, ding, 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 ding. More money you put in.
Right, exactly. That's Chatterbait. No, not from what I've heard. From what I've heard.
You know a lot more about it than I do. I'm all down for the free stuff. Let's investigate further, indeed.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, thank you guys. Friggin' always fantastic. We usually have a timeline on this, but we tend to go over, go a lot longer than I typically can. And oh man, yeah. It's like chat. Like, you know, do I really have to spell this out?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's spelled like masturbate, but it's chatterbait. All right, there you go. Oh man, wow. Cheers, Marcus. This has gone right to the crapper. We can see 53 people now, and we were up there.
Oh man, yeah.
But thank you guys. Really appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. Always good stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. It's always inappropriate, way over the top, and we appreciate it. Thanks for joining. In
case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Any day now, Shane.